All right, hello once again. Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and as part of the Rankin Technical College EWD 1000 Web Development Technologies course, I've been doing a series of video presentations based on the Mozilla Developer Network Learn Web Development series. So I'm in the almost smack dab in the middle of the CSS part of it here. And it's time to come in and talk about styling lists. So we have a simple example in here. It's going to have an unordered list, and then we're going to have an ordered list. So as always, and we've even got a definition list. So let's put all of them in here. We'll go into what we have been working on and remove everything. Add the new stuff. I know I always like to pretty it up just a tad here, so let's just do this quickly. All right, so I'm going to save this and bring it up just so we can see what our original will look like here. All right, so there is our unordered list. There is our ordered lists. And here is our definition list or description list. Okay. It says you'll notice a couple of styling defaults. The UL and the OL have a top and a bottom margin of 1em, which is 16 pixels, and a padding of 40 pixels, which is 2.5em. List items have no defaults for spacing. DL has a top and a margin of 1em and no padding. DD have a left margin of 2.5em, and paragraphs have a top and a bottom margin of 1em, the same as list types. All right. So as they mentioned there, when you style lists, you need to adjust their styles so they keep the same vertical spacing as their surrounding elements. So this is what they've added. So let's take a quick look. We're setting a font family and we're setting a font size. No problem. Then we're setting the font size here to 2rem, which should be 2 times this, I would think. And these will be 1.5 rem. The LIs and the Ps will have a line. What this should do, for lack of better words, is it should bring some rhyme and reason to this. It should make it look a lot more centered kind of on the screen. Let's take a look. All right, we'll save. Again, what I like so much about doing this, there's our before picture. There's our after. Now you might look at that and say, oh, there's no difference. Oh, I can tell a big difference in here, the distance between these. I've got a lot more, verbiage, the way that it's laid out. It's just got a nicer, in my humble opinion, look and feel to it right now. The first rule set gives it a site-wide font of 10 pixels. As it says, these are inherited by everything on the page. Rules 2 and 3 set relative font sizes. Rule 4 sets a line height. 5 and 6 apply to the description list. Now these list-specific styles, we've talked about these before. The list style type, we can set that to square, to circle, to disk, or to none. The list style position, as it says, sets whether the bullets appear inside the list item or outside of them. Don't typically do a lot with that one. And the list style image allows you to put in your own custom image for a bullet. So this says what? Our ordered list, instead of being the way they currently are, which is number, we want to change those. And we want to change them so that they're Roman numeral in uppercase. So if this works, these should change to I, and IV all in uppercase. And you can see they do. Bullet position. Let's change that as well. In fact, we've already got OLs in there, so let's just grab these two lines. And what you will notice when we do, for instance, when you look right here, it moved over, okay? Again, all we're talking about doing here, since it is but it's CSS, we're talking about styling the stuff that we're working with. You may look at some of these styles and say, yes, it's better. You may look at others and say, no, I don't like it at all. All right. We've already done one of these before when I grabbed a star and put it in there, so I'm not going to go through that. But again, it's the list style image that you need for that one. In our finished example, it says we have styled the unordered list like so on top of what you've already seen. So let's take a look at this. Let's grab all of this. And as always, the proof's in the pudding, as they say. So when we come over here, it was unordered list, I believe. So it should be the stuff right here. And we've removed what's there. Now, quite often, what you see in these, where you see these, etc., will be later when we create our menu up above, and you won't want there to be. We'll make them an unordered list, and we won't want there to be any bullets showing of any type, so we'll remove those. So you're going to see this again later, is what I'm saying. Now, had we done that, we'd put the stars in there, we'd have this. All right. Okay, lists have a shorthand. Unordered or ordered lists have a shorthand for this stuff. So rather than saying style type this, style image, style position, you can just combine all of them. And kind of a key thing here, you can also list them in any order. Okay. Now this is kind of neat. There's a start attribute here because sometimes you don't want to start from the beginning. Now think about why you might want to do this. I'm going to actually grab this OL, I'm going to have it start at 4. Okay. Why? Well, what do we have in there right now? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and right underneath the ones that we have, which is here, I'm going to add another ordered list. But I'm going to tell it to start at 5. Why? Well, then this should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all in Roman numerals if I've done it correctly. And there it is. Now, we do get the break in here, and we get that break because this is another ordered list, and OL tag is another example of a block level tag, which is why we got that put in. We could get rid of that by dinking around with a CSS, etc. on it. So there are ways that we could fix that. All right, we could put a negative margin or padding or something in there. So there's probably ways we could fix that up if we really and truly wanted to or needed to do so. All right, reverse if you want to go in reverse order. The value attribute, as it says, allows you to set your list items to specific numerical values. So in this case, we wanted them to just be even numbers. Now, a lot of this stuff you're not going to have a whole heck of a lot of reason to use. All right. But the nice thing is to know that this stuff is there, even if it's, as the saying goes, once in a blue moon when you need them. All right. So it says in this active learning lesson, we want to take what you've learned above and have a go at styling. We provided you with the HTML and we want you to do this. So here's the HTML. So let's remove everything that we have here. So everything that's in our body, we're going to remove. We're going to remove all of the CSS that we put in between style tags. All right, and I don't know if I did. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to end up putting it into here. All right, so we've got what? We will have an unordered list that says these three things. Then we'll have an order list which says these three things. All right, so let's first take a look at it. Doesn't like something that I put in here, so let's look. Oh, it's because I put this stuff in the, it doesn't belong there. That belongs in the body. Right there. All right, let's try it again. Okay, so that's what we have. All right, so I'll kind of leave that where I can go back and forth to it. And what do we want to do next? First, it says we want to give the unordered list square bullets. All right, so we want it basically the unordered list. Well, that doesn't show squared bullets. All right, but we'll fix it. So we want to come in, and for our unordered list, all right, we want the list style type to be square. And I believe that's everything. And we have indeed changed those to squares. All right. Next, we want to give the unordered list items and the ordered list items a line height of 1.5 of their font size. So, would think that would be LI line height 1.5 M. Again, do one, check it out to see if it worked or not. All right. Next, give the ordered list lower alphabetical bullets. I think, is it just an A like that? I honestly don't remember. You're going to know real quick whether or not, if I did it wrong, you'll know when I know. Did not like that. Oh, that might be it, just lower alpha. Yep. So list style type I want to change to lower alpha. And when we jump back, these should all change now. And they have. Feel free to play with the example. Well, that's pretty much it. It says if you're stuck, we can press the Show Solution button to get the answer. So again, UL, let's look. So that was UL list style type square. All the LIs, I just put all of them in there. UL, LI. I guess I could have put them in as UL, LI, comma, OL, LI, but it appeared to work anyway. Line height and this. So I think everything worked. So there's their output. And here was our output. All right. Again, we'll look at this at the end of the module, this typesetting a community school homepage. So we finished, so far we've done in here on these 5 things, we have done the fundamental text and font styling, styling lists and styling links. Time to move on to web fonts, and then we'll have the typesetting a community school page, which is kind of our test, so to speak, on what we have left. Now, what I just finished here was styling lists. I guess I didn't do the styling links yet, so we'll do that one next.